Morning. I wanted to talk quickly about this concept of a pyramid scheme because when I'm talking to women about the business, something that we hear sometimes is, well, isn't Beachbody one of those pyramid schemes? And that's totally okay. I said and thought the same thing, and you really don't know what you don't know, or a lot of times we have assumptions based on what other people have said, or maybe misinformation. So the purpose of this video is to kind of just share and shine a bright light on direct sales and tell you why it's a wonderful thing and maybe kind of put to rest some of your concerns. So when I ask someone, well, what do you mean a pyramid scheme? Like, what do you think that is? A lot of times they'll say, oh, it's one of those things where someone at the top makes all the money and you have to get in early to succeed. Or it's one of those things where you have to buy a bunch of inventory as an initial investment to open your business. And then you have to, hawk or sell all this stuff to friends and family and try and convince them to join you. And nobody wants to be involved with either of those things. So I'm really excited to share why none of that is true and why direct selling is actually a ton of fun and a super savvy business idea for anyone who wants to, make it a full-time job or make it a side income. So direct sales really just means that we have removed the middleman. So companies are not paying as much money advertising or putting their products on store shelves and giving that income to big box retailers like Walmart and Target. Instead, they say, hey, we have these amazing loyal customers who love our products and they love our programs. Let's reward them and help them make extra money sharing stuff that they already use and love. And one cool thing about Beachbody specifically is the company was actually started as an infomercial company. There was no coach network, there was no direct selling attached to that. Beachbody was selling all of their fitness programs through those commercials that came on late at night, those infomercial commercials. And when they saw that customers who had purchased their fitness programs were getting great results, talking about their great results, they were kind of buddying up in these online communities. This was prior to social media, so they were doing this on like MySpace and blogs. They were encouraging each other. They were really just loving and sharing products they were using. Beachbody said, hey, why don't we reward these customers for what they're doing with a coach network that pays them money for bringing in referrals. And that's really all direct selling is. It's saying we don't want to line the pockets of these big box corporations. Let's help stay-at-home moms or teachers or nurses or people with other businesses, but they want to do this as a side thing. Let's reward them because they're using the products anyway and let them start a referral business. And you see this a lot now on social media, especially Instagram. People become affiliates with companies where they'll offer maybe they're an apparel affiliate. So an apparel company offers Instagram users a discount or a kickback for sharing their clothes. I mean, what we do as coaches is really not different from that, except for you can grow a much bigger income and own what you're doing, and there's no cap on what you can make, which is really, 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 really cool and really fun. All right, so let's take a look at the whole idea of you get in early or someone at the top makes all the money. My sponsor, Tracy, was doing Beachbody for several years before I joined her team. She had a successful team. She was already successful herself. I joined her because I liked her and I trusted her. So even though I came in years after a lot of my other team members, I am out-earning most of them, and I outrank them. So this whole concept of, someone at the top is taking everything is totally untrue. What's exciting is it doesn't really matter when you start or where you start. You can at any time outrank and out-earn the people above you. And if we compare this to other jobs, like say retail sales, you make $15 an hour at a shoe store, or even what my husband does in the Marine Corps, probably you're not offered bonus incentives, at least not very large ones. You're probably never going to outrank the CEO of that company. And especially in my husband's career field, the Marine Corps, he doesn't get to choose when he rank advances. He doesn't get to choose how much he earns. His annual salary or annual raise is usually like 1 or 2%, depending on who's president, what's going on in the economy, if there's a government shutdown, whatever, right? So it doesn't matter how hard he works. he's going to make the same income, and he's not going to be able to pass the people above him, at least not very easily. And that's why I love what we do, because anyone can come in and get rewarded based on how hard they work. So I can join a team years after my upline, and I can still out-earn and outrank her, and there's room for all of us at the top. There's not just one person who is making all the income and everybody else is just feeding that. There's room for all of us to grow together and pass each other up. So I think that's really, really cool. You get to set your own hours. You get to decide how hard you work. You're paid based on that work. You're promoted based on that work. So there's really no cap on what you can do. The sky is the limit. The other cool thing is there is no large purchase inventory required ever. In fact, coaches get started the exact same way customers do. So coaches don't pay anything extra to join the team. If they choose to enroll, they can enroll the same way a customer does, and they're just paying for their own workouts that they're already using, and probably a supplement that they're already using, like Shakeology, which I love, or the Performance line. And again, that's optional. So most coaches opt in that way because we already love that stuff when we use it every day, but there's no like massive inventory where you're spending $7,000 to purchase this garage full of leggings, and now you have to sell them and you're responsible for shipping them everywhere all over the country and hosting these online parties. Like, that's not a thing in Beachbody, which is really exciting because the company handles all of the shipping, all of the product orders. You don't hold any inventory, so you're not investing any of your personal money. That the only thing that you can possibly risk losing is maybe some pounds and inches and gaining a ton of friends, and that's really, really exciting. The other thing that I wanted to point out is direct sales companies have really amazing product quality because they're not shopping their products to big box retailers or trying to mass produce them. They're able to control the formulation, they're able to control the ingredients, and they're able to remain true to their original purpose. Like, for instance, they could mass manufacture Shakeology, but then they would have companies wanting to put fillers in it and to make it cheaper and to reduce the product quality. And so I love that our company would rather reward people who are loving and using their products anyway and then pay them, and are more focused on maintaining product integrity rather than like amping up their profit margins, if that makes sense. Most of the time, if I order something from a direct seller or if I look into the ingredients, the quality is there, the integrity is there, you're getting exactly what they say you're paying for, and it's always a phenomenal customer experience. So those are just a few things I wanted to share with you in case you were one of those people like me who thought, pyramid scheme means someone at the top makes all the money, or you have to have this major investment and you're risking, your savings account to do it, because neither of those things are the case. And direct selling is a really smart business decision if you're someone who likes to share what you know and love, and really that's all women do anyway. We make most of our purchase decisions based on what friends or family or other people on social media that we watch are sharing. Like, I just bought some bras because enough people I saw in my newsfeed were raving about these bras, so I go online and buy them. Same thing with baby clothes or different items. We do that all the time. If someone's talking about it and you see it enough reoccurring, you're like, oh, I want to try that too. And that's really all direct selling is getting rewarded to share what you love with people who already like and know and trust you. So I hope that helps.